Welcome. In front of me is a Google Pixel 7, and today I will show you a couple tweaks and tricks you can do on this phone. So there's roughly about 10 of them that I have prepared for this, and some of them might be a little bit rudimentary, but some of them are kind of like hidden in the phone that you won't usually find. So let's get started by opening up settings and navigating into the display, where we will have a couple options. So display, and in here we have the dark theme, which is enabled by default. So if you don't like this, if you prefer the normal white background, then turn it off. And there we go, we have our normal white background back. Additionally, you can also tap on the text right there and have it switch automatically based on the schedule. So you can set it up and it will, for instance, turn on dark mode during nighttime, and during daytime it will switch back to light mode, which is a really nice option to have. Now moving on to the next option, it's going to be the gestures. So I'm actually going to touch upon the different kinds of gestures that we have right here, not just the navigation. So let's go back to the settings, scroll all the way down to system, gestures, and here we have several different options. So for instance, we have the quick tap to start action. This refers to quick tapping at the back of the phone. You can enable this, and from here you can have different options for it. So take a screenshot, access your digital assistant, which would be another way you can access it, kind of stupid, but whatever. Play and pause media, see recent apps, show notifications, and so on. And you can also set up a custom application, so it will open it up. Now I will stick with the screenshot and demonstrate it. I believe we do need to close this off so the change takes place. Come on. There we go. Let me just disappear, and I'm going to try once more. So there we go. Now the taps need to be already quite strong, and you do need to do it about like something like this. If you do it too slowly, it won't capture it, meaning the gesture. You can also change it here to require stronger taps. So if you're encountering that your phone triggers the tap gesture just randomly, for instance if it's in your pocket, then you might want to enable this as well, and this will supposedly get rid of that problem. Now going back to the gestures, we have also additional ones like quick open camera. This will just require you to double press the power button, side key. We have also flip camera for selfie, which again press double power button. Gesture navigation, so here we can switch back to, not gesture, system navigation, which we can switch back to the 3-button navigation if you prefer to, or maybe you already have it at 3-button navigation and you want to use gestures. You can switch it in the system navigation, and obviously we have a bunch of additional options right here which you can flip through and see which ones you like. Now one more thing that I'm going to change right here would be the press and hold power button, which by default it's enabled with the Google Assistant, but I don't really like it. I prefer to have my normal power button options as power button should function. That's kind of the name of it. So I'm gonna turn it off. By turning it off, it brings back the normal usability of a power button. You don't have to do anything extra. So there we go. Now moving on further, I'm gonna go back to the display section. And in here we should have option for, there we go, smooth display, which is just a high refresh rate display. Now the Pixel 7 only has 90 Hz refresh rate at max, so it shouldn't consume that much battery, but if you prefer to just prioritize straight up battery life, then you might want to turn it off. Otherwise it will be consuming just a little bit more of your battery. And for everybody else, you can keep this on, and it will just give you this nice kind of smooth motion when you're scrolling up and down in pages, but still try to preserve battery when you're not doing anything, like right now. Well, like I mentioned, for straight up just preservation of battery as much as you can, you might want to turn it off. Now moving on to another option, this will include the home screen. So let's hold our finger on an empty space, navigate to wallpaper and style, and then we can scroll down to upgrade. In here you'll have several different upgrades. Obviously you can change them to whatever you want. Maybe you have some kind of like style that you want to have your big apps or big icons like this one with really small grid, but for instance just have less of them and have like a kind of modern looking design. Whatever the case may be, you can change it right here, but I'll touch upon one little option right here, which is the 5x5. Now I'm not touching upon it just because it's 5x5. I'm doing so because if you look at this, this is right now showing my home screen. It's exactly how it looks like right now. And there you can see in this rendition of my home screen right now, there is an empty space. But if we actually change this, there we go, you can see that this empty space now got occupied by something. So right here you can see we have a Play Store application with this kind of like circle around it. This is something that I guess I could call like a dynamic app. This will switch to the most recent application, I believe, or most frequent application. Though right now it's not really switching it at all. There we go. So you can see it switches to the most, I believe, recent application, and you can quickly launch it. Obviously this probably will work best if you, for instance, have some apps on the other pages, or maybe you just open up something that isn't visible on your home screen. And as you can see, now you can access it quickly without needing to have it added to your home screen. So this, for some reason, is only accessible in the 5x5 app grid and only in there. So if you want to utilize this, it's kind of how you enable it. Now, moving on to the next option, which I believe I will need to have internet for. So I'm going to do that right now. We quickly connect to network. There we go. So the next thing that I wanted to show you is the automatic song identification, which you can find by going into the settings and just write in song, I believe. Yep, identify song playing nearby. I honestly have no idea where this portion of settings is located, so searching for it is, at least for me, the easiest way to find it. When you click on it, it shows you the option right here. We can toggle it on. It does tell us that we need to download the song database, or it's downloading it automatically when you enable it. And later what will happen is once this is enabled and finished downloading the database, when your phone is locked and it detects some kind of music playing in the background, you can just tap on it, and right here you'll have the song name. Now I don't want to play any kind of songs just for copyright reasons, but it does work really well. I did, I believe, show this feature in Pixel 5, or no, 6. So Pixel 6, and it worked really well. And it's a really nice thing to have. It doesn't use Spotify or anything like that, so I don't think it keeps a backlog of identified songs. So once you find some kind of song and you want to, I don't know, have it saved or something like that, I guess take a screenshot. Oh no, never mind. We do actually have a nearby now playing history. So you can check right here what was playing before. But nonetheless, a really neat option that is baked into the Android right here. Now, moving on, I'm going to touch upon the animation speed of the device. It is running 60 Hz and it's pretty fast enough to make use of faster animation, which will allow you to save up just milliseconds of your life that you would otherwise never get back. So let's open up settings again, scroll all the way down to About Phone, scroll all the way down to Build Number, and just tap on it several times. It will eventually give you a message, you are now a developer. Go back, go to System from here, and navigate to Developer Options. Then scroll down like about halfway, maybe even lower. Yep, there we go. So lower, as you can see, the little slider is right about here. And you will find the window animation scale, transition animation scale, and animation duration scale. Each one of these three options corresponds to different kind of animation speeds. So for instance, the window animation scale is used in this kind of window pop-up. Now I'm gonna set it up times 10. This will increase the animation by 10 times, so it will take 10 times longer. And you can kind of see how sluggish it is now. Or you can obviously turn it off if you don't want it, and now it's instant. Then we have also transition animation scale and animation duration scale. Now personally I do prefer to set these to half speed. This will basically shorten it to half of the time that it took normally, and now you will see that bunch of things are just really fast when it comes down to closing them and how quickly swipe, pop up, and do all that kind of stuff. And the phone is fast enough to keep up with the animation even at a high refresh rate without just lagging or having like these missed frames. So it still looks pretty fluid, nice, but also is now double the speed. Now moving on, and now I'm gonna touch upon rules. So let's open up settings again, and we're gonna navigate to, quickly make sure, believe rules were in system. Yep, so it's in system. So right here you can set up rules. So this will change a couple of things. For instance, put the device into do not disturb mode. So I'm gonna just set one up. So there we go, do not disturb mode. You can also make it silent, vibrate, ring, and that's about it. It would be nice if we would have extended functionality here. For instance, like, I don't know, turning off Wi-Fi, maybe Bluetooth and stuff like that. That would have been even better. But anyway, I'm just gonna set up turn on do not disturb. Then we can use either Wi-Fi or location. So this will use, for instance, if you go to work and you have like work Wi-Fi added to your phone, then once you enter your office, your phone will automatically connect to that Wi-Fi. And once it does, for instance like this, it would then turn on the do not disturb mode. And you can also have it set on a location, so you just open up maps and set that this general location will turn on do not disturb mode or any of the other options. From there, select add, and that's it. So that's all you need to do. And the last thing that I wanted to show you would be associated with photos. So I'm gonna quickly capture a photo with hopes that I can actually showcase this. And there might be a chance that I won't be able to, but we'll find out in a second. There we go, good enough. So once you have a photo, you can go to edit. And yep, I don't have the option. I believe for some absolutely effing stupid reason, Google decided to hide this option behind a Google account. So if you're not logged into an account, then you can't utilize this option. Like I said, absolutely effing stupid. But between crop and adjust, you should have a category called tools. And once you open that tools category, in here you'll see three different options. One of them is magic eraser. This will then allow you to simply, for instance, circle around an object that you want to completely remove from a photo, and the device will start processing it and removing it. Now I'm gonna see if I can show this maybe on my phone. So let me just quickly capture a photo. Now I do have a different phone, but it's also running Google Android, so hopefully I can show this, maybe. Nope, it looks like I can't. So it looks like this is at the moment only accessible things like iPhone and Pixel, unless I'm just not seeing it. But like I said, once you are, I believe, connected to Wi-Fi, not Wi-Fi, a Google account, you should have additional option right here. And yeah, you can just utilize this. It works really nicely. I did show this on the Pixel 7 Pro video, so if you're interested in seeing how that looks like, it's also at the end of the video. You can hopefully look at there and just get a nice idea of how this works. And overall, the algorithm that removes objects works pretty well. Obviously, if you have really complicated photo with a lot of different backgrounds and just a lot of happening, keep in mind that in this case it might not work as well. The best usability for this is if you have a relatively simple background of the subject that you want to remove. So as an example, right here it's a white table, and I would remove this little icon right here, or the symbol of the logo. And all you do is just circle around it, and this will remove the entire thing. And because the table is relatively simple, as just a pure white table, it's really easy for the phone to get rid of it. Now if I would have something like a grass, depending how fine the grass is, for instance, it would still probably remove it. If it's from further away as a background, then should be good enough. But if for instance, if this would be somehow background, like the little plant leaves, then it might mess them up a little bit, because it just kind of tries to replicate of what it already sees, but it doesn't really see the structures of it. So it might not do as good of a job. So there we go. Now, with that being said, this will conclude all the tweaks and tricks that I wanted to show you. And if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.